It is Super Week on the WIP Afternoon Show. Super Week! There we go.
We'll get it together by tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe by tomorrow.
Maybe by tomorrow, yeah.
So, because Super Bowl is Sunday and the Eagles aren't in it, what we decided to do every day this week is go back in time to a previous Eagles Super Bowl and talk about that one and talk to some people who were involved. Yesterday, we talked to Harold Carmichael and Jaws about Super Bowl 15. And today is the 04 season, Super Bowl 39. So we actually have one of those guys in studio.
They all work here.
Yeah, they do. A lot of them work here.
Yeah, actually all three of us.
Yeah,
we were all there.
And we will have Brian Westbrook joining us at 4 o'clock, and then Jeremiah Trotter will join us at 4:30. Elliot will be here as well for Tuesdays with Elliot at 3. So we continue Super Week on the WIP Afternoon Show, and this one means a lot to a lot of us because of our age and because of you, because of who we know. And we're actually going to talk about the 04 team today. And what I want you to do is pretend Ike isn't here. Or rather, pretend that Ike wasn't on the team. Because Ike's going to be here. He's going to talk to you.
True. Yeah, just act as if I wasn't on the team.
Yeah, act as if Ike wasn't on the team. Because
be honest.
I want everybody to be honest about this. Because I was thinking about this over the weekend as the Sixers were celebrating the 01 Sixers. And they were celebrating them as if they won a title. That is a...
Love those jackets, man.
Yeah, the jackets are cool.
Eric Snow looked great.
Yeah, stop, Jack.
Smart dog.
Yes, everyone came back for it.
Right.
Croce came back. Everybody was back, and they were celebrated, and it was beloved, and everybody was, feeling the love. And I thought about the 04 Eagles and how, it has never really felt that way. It was a great era of Eagles football, but when we have said 04 Eagles, we do not react to that in the same way that we react to 01 Sixers, right? So I sort of wonder how we remember that era and that year now. Whether enough time has passed till we look back and we remember it fondly, or whether it's still frustrating, right? Whether the first thing that pops into your mind is, Rondé Barber, or whether the first thing that pops into your mind is how great that era was. Yeah. So that is the question today. 215-592-9494. Whether it's still Donovan, Andy, clock management, worm burner, throw up in the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. Whether it's that, or whether...
Defense never gets blamed either.
No, they don't.
Let's be honest here.
Yeah, well...
They could have shut down Tom Brady. He was a backup. He was a little slappy at that point.
So I guess the question is whether enough time has passed, because I think I'm a bad person to judge it because of the personal connection I have with so many of you guys. Yeah. So it isn't like really the same to me. When you look back on it, I know we're supposed to say that you're not on the team, but when you look back on it, what do you think?
So the thoughts I have when I look back on it is probably more frustration and disappointment than anything.
Really?
I'm certainly proud of what we were able to establish and build.
Yep.
From a foundational standpoint. There's let me get that out of the way first and foremost. There is a sense of pride that I believe not only I share, but the teammates that I played with during that time, not just that year, but the years leading up to that, because that wasn't a 1 year out of nowhere run. That was something that was built from Andy taking over a team that went 3-13 in Ray Rhodes' final year, most losses in franchise history, a team without any type of direction that he took over. Not a team that didn't have talent, just didn't have direction. And most of that talent was on the defensive side of the football there. And so I look back at those days, and there's a sense of pride there that we were able to lay that foundation and sort of give a template of what it should look like as a football team, as the Eagles organization. There's a sense of pride there with that, but then there's also a sense of disappointment that's there because we know that we were talented enough. And that's the frustrating part of it. It's one thing if you feel like, you know what, we just weren't good enough to beat some of those teams. We weren't good enough to beat those teams. We just didn't play our best on those days.
Yep.
Those NFC championship games, that one Super Bowl we got an opportunity to play in. That's the one regret and the one disappointing thing and frustrating thing that I think back when I think back during that time is we didn't play our best on those days. It's one thing if you play your best and you lose, you can almost accept it. You tip your cap to your opponent. But to not be at our best on those days, that's something you got to live with.
Yep.
That's something we had control of, and that's something that we all certainly, I would imagine, regret. And that 04 team, I'll still say to this day, Spike, and it's no disrespect to 17, 22, or 24. Line them up.
You would have beat all.
Got no problem taking them on. Felt like we would beat all three of them. Not dominate them. Those are great teams.
Yep.
But so were we.
Yep.
The thing about those two of those three teams, they played their best when their best was required.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yep.
That's the difference. We had enough talent to do it. And so that's the frustrating part. But I'm excited about today because this time of the year, I do get to reminisce about what that feeling is like playing in this game. And playing in this game, Spike, you got three guys here. John played in two of them. Well, he played in one, but he was a part of two of them.
Yeah.
And me and Hugh finally got there in 04. So getting the opportunity to play in this game is something you strive for. You do. At the beginning of training camp, beginning of OTAs, all that stuff, having that opportunity to play in this game, it is a wonderful feeling. And if you're able to come through and finish the deal, you remember forever. But we do, as an individual, get to remember what it was like being in this week, being in that game, knowing what it was like that Sunday morning.
Well, you're the focus of the whole world.
Man.
Yeah.
Man. And you're talking about your childhood dreams coming to life.
Playing in a Super Bowl.
I still remember it. I still remember that day. I remember going to the field, all that type of stuff. It was great. It just ended terribly. Yeah. Just ended terribly, that's all.
215-592-9494. How do you remember the 04 Eagles when you think about it now? Has enough time passed where you remember it fondly, or is it still frustrating? Because for years, and for me, I guess most of it changed after we won the Super Bowl, the 17 Super Bowl, in that because we had one, you could go back and look at your era, and all of a sudden the fact that we missed out on the opportunity didn't hurt quite as bad because we ended up winning a Super Bowl. Yeah. I think maybe it changed for people then too. So I look back and I think about how good that team was and how you, like you said, it does the direction of the franchise changed markedly after with that era of Eagles football. Mm-hmm. It's been a different organization. And of course that comes in direct line with Mr. Lurie buying the team and Andy Reid getting there.